Welcome back to the channel, my friends. Warhammer Man Studios. I'm Warhammer Man, and today we're taking a look at this week's pre-orders, and they are live. This video is sponsored by CMO Games. More on that later. Alright, so we have this week's pre-orders. Quite a bit coming out of the Games Workshop pipeline today. So we got a lot of the new Seraphon stuff here. So just getting started, we have the Battletome Seraphon Limited Edition. This is limited to 400 copies, $90 USD. It is the same contents on the inside and everything, just a little bit fancier of a wrapper. And then we have the traditional codex, also Battletome Seraphon, $55 for that Battletome there. And then moving right along, we have our Aggradon Lancers. So these are the new Saurus Knights right here. So we have the Saurus Warriors riding on what amounts to like a Velociraptor type creature. Pretty cool models. 60 bucks for these guys. You get 3 in the set. Stats are pretty good on them as well. And moving right along here, we have our Saurus Warriors, and these are probably my favorite of the new sculpts. Just the amount of upgrade that these guys got is absolutely amazing. The old sculpts were subpar for a long time, and they were extremely dated. These new sculpts are awesome. They have completely eliminated the kind of cartoony feel that they had before, and just turned them into some awesome looking savages. Very cool. Love the overall build, love the overall look. And this is definitely the biggest upgrade, in my opinion, for the model range. Very cool. And then we have the Spawn of Chotec next. Pretty cool. Big lizard made out of plastic now. That is definitely a big upgrade. The little skinks that go along with them are pretty cool as well. I like their extra little, like, I don't know what it is. I guess sort of like a lizard headdress. It's a neat model for sure. 55 bucks for this guy. Definitely a little on the pricey side if it was just one big guy alone, but I guess with this little helpers there. Alright, and then we have the Saurus Astrolith Bearer. So every army's going to need one of these bad boys. They are awesome, completely stacked with buffs. A lot of people are probably going to be running 2 of them. I really like this model. I think it looks great, but it is way overpriced. 45 bucks for this guy is just a complete miss in my opinion. It's a great sculpt. It's awesome, but 45 bucks is just pricey for a single, just regular sized model holding a standard. And then moving right along, we've got that Slaan Starmaster. So this guy is really cool. I'm definitely a big fan of the model. I like the different ways that you can build them, and I'm really looking forward to painting mine. I think realistically though, if you are interested in the Slaan Starmaster and also the book itself, the Battletome, I would 100% just search out the Seraphon Army launch box, because this guy's 85 bucks. The book is 55 bucks. So you're at 140 right there, and you can pick that box set up at retail for 200 and realistically probably closer to like 170 or so. So you're getting a lot of other stuff for very little, including the data cards, which are expensive on their own. So if you are after this guy, if you're thinking about picking up the book, I would definitely look out for that box set. There's still plenty of them floating around. Very cool, tons of detail. There's like 2 main builds for him, and honestly I like both builds. Here's the one holding up like the cool skull looking thing. He's got his little buddy ready to fight with him. And then the initial one is a little bit different. Very cool, definitely like it. And then we've got those Raptadon Chargers. So this is that multi-kit. You can build both the melee and range version of these guys. And again, 65 bucks for them is a little on the pricey side in my opinion. But you do get 5 of them, so keep in mind though, they do look a lot bigger than they are because these are just skinks riding on top, so they're not that big. And also, again, if you were after any of these guys, I'd really consider that launch box, because you do get 2 squads of these guys in there, and that's 130 bucks if you were to buy them individually. So again, if you bought 2 squads of these guys and the book, everything else in the box is free. So I guess realistically, the main theme is anything that was in that launch box, I would really pay attention to whether or not it's worth just pulling the trigger on that if you're after the book. And now we know there's going to be a Vanguard box coming down the line as well. We don't really have a specific pattern from Games Workshop as to whether they take the stuff from the Army launch box and move it into the Vanguard, or it ends up partially the same or just completely different. The main difference or distinction that we know for sure is that it's not going to have the Battletome or the cards in it. So if you're after the Battletome and the cards, definitely the way to go is to pick up the launch box. But if you're not sure, you're kind of up in the air, you're not in a big hurry or anything like that, might be a good idea to wait on the Vanguard box and see what's inside. So next we've got our Kroxigors, and these guys are super cool. I'm a huge fan of them. They've always been really awesome. The old models were terrible. We saw a couple times where they did like a Blood Bowl version or just other various ones, and they look cool. So we knew the potential was there. And honestly, Games Workshop has realized that potential because these dudes are awesome. The kit is absolutely amazing. It is a dual kit. You get 3 in the box, 60 bucks. It is a dual kit. You get 3 in the box. It's 60 bucks. And these guys are awesome. And next we've got that Saurus Scar Veteran on Aggradon. So I was not expecting this guy to be his own kit, but I have a feeling that he is deceptively large. So very cool. Definitely some awesome paint jobs, loaded in detail. Huge fan of this model. Very, very cool. 60 bucks is a little on the pricey side. He is mounted, and again, I think he's a lot bigger than he looks. So we can see that the actual rider himself is like bigger than a Space Marine. And so if you had picture like a Space Marine riding a dinosaur, barely taking up any of it, a pretty chunky dude right here. So we'll see. I don't think I'm going to be able to fully evaluate this until I have him in my hands, till I build him, paint him, etc. But I will let you guys know. But initially I was a little surprised this wasn't going to be an upgrade kit from the regular Aggradon squad. I thought they would just include some cool extra bits in there. But I really do think that the size is deceptive. All right, and then next we have the Skink Starseer. So again, this guy probably looks a lot bigger than he is, but keep in mind, this is just a little skink on top. 60 bucks for this bad boy. Again, a little on the pricey side, loaded up with detail. You know, it really does feel like with the new stuff coming out here, that the price creep from 40K is really making its way into Sigmar as well. One nice thing about Sigmar for like pretty much ever is that they don't tend to have the same ridiculous pricing as 40K does. There's definitely still some overpriced stuff, but in general, it was lagging behind or a little more reasonable. But with some of the new stuff coming out, don't get me wrong, amazing models, definitely upgrades, but the prices are for sure reflecting that. So cool model, couple little poses right here. I like it. I think it looks neat, but probably a pass for me. Now a quick message from today's sponsor. CMO Games has been selling Games Workshop products online for over 20 years. They carry the full line of Games Workshop products, including Warhammer 40,000, Age of Sigmar, Necromunda, Blood Bowl, paint tools, and more. Almost all Games Workshop products are priced at 15% off MSRP. CMO Games takes pre-orders for most Games Workshop products released at their earliest date possible. 12:01 a.m. on Saturday, they go live. Most of these pre-order products are also priced at 15% off MSRP. CMO Games offer free shipping in the US 48 with an order of $50 or more. Their customer service is top-notch and they ship most orders within 24 hours. Visit CMOGames.com using the affiliate link in the description and let them know that you heard about CMO Games from Warhammer Man. Now back to the video. And then we have the other build for the Kroxigors. So these are the War Spawn, same kit right here, just some slight variations. Very cool. Definitely looking forward to seeing these guys on the tabletop. I'm expecting to see what amounts to like a troll army, but you know, Kroxigor version of the Gits. Somebody just rocking out like max amount of these guys. They're definitely chunky. They are definitely awesome. The models are amazing. Really, really cool. 60 bucks for these bad boys. All right, and then we see the other version of the Raptadons. These are the Hunters, the ranged version. Again, that's that dual kit. You can build either. We have the Campaigns of Darkness, the Siege of Chthoniya, leftover from last week there. And then we see the Vindicator, leftover from last week. And for whatever reason, I'm not sure what the deal is with these. I find it very, very hard to believe that all of these sold out. So I have a feeling that they just never actually made it to the US. And I have double checked and they are available everywhere else. So if you were after one of these guys and were not able to get it, I would just hang tight because I have a feeling that there was something up with Games Workshop and it's not like they just all sold out miraculously. I just don't think they were available. And then of course the Kill Team Ashes of Faith, the old disappointment incarnate from Games Workshop right here. Very, very disappointed with how this situation turned out right there. I know a lot of people missed out on this set. They were super hyped for it. And this amounted to the first Kill Team purchase that I have not made. I guess that's not true though, because the cards. I was after those cards, never got the cards. So I was after the cards and this box set and was unable to secure either one. So Games Workshop really dropped the ball on this one. Obviously a lot of people disenfranchised. You know, and I understand they're running at limited production right now because they're basically running at 100%. And obviously they are making a ton of the new Leviathan sets. But that's no excuse. If you can't make enough of the other products in the meantime, either don't make them, wait till after Leviathan. There was no reason that they had to cram this set out when they did. It doesn't fit into the seasons or anything like that. They could have threw it out there at any point in time. In my opinion, this was just terrible, terrible marketing. Why bother making this cool box set if nobody can get a hold of it? So yeah, that is it for this week. Definitely some cool stuff coming down the line here. If you're after the Seraphon, this is awesome, awesome range refresh. And to tell you the truth, after seeing what they've done with Seraphon and some of the other various armies that they've reworked, including what we've seen for Leviathan, I am just really, really excited to see the Cities of Sigmar stuff. We've seen a couple of the models already. They look great. We've seen a bunch of like 3D renders and stuff like that. Looks awesome. I am just super excited to see like the actual range and see these models on the tabletop, get a hold of them, paint them, etc. So very, very exciting. And while I am notorious for complaining about Games Workshop's price creep and constant price rises, I do have to say that there's no comparison between the old stuff, especially that's 10 or 20 years old, and the new stuff coming out. The actual quality of the models, sculpts, products in general is top-notch from Games Workshop. So it's no excuse for what they've been doing, but at the same time, if the real option is just have the old stuff forever or pay up for the new stuff, the truth is, if I'm going to spend my time building, painting, and playing with the models, I'm paying up for the new stuff. So special thanks to CMO Games for sponsoring the video. Check them out to save 15% on Games Workshop products. That's it for today. Warhammer Man Studios, I'm Warhammer Man, and I'm out of here.